Welcome, everyone. We are live from Dallas, Texas, bringing you some Clash Royale here at the Dreamhack Mobile Series. Today, we're going to crown a champion. Yes, it is Sunday. Championship Sunday is what they call it. I'm Lisa Malambry, a.k.a. Lucy May, and with me on the desk for some amazing Clash Royale championship stuff. I'm going to drone that in. Championship Sunday, Chief Pat, Allie Speed. Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? How's it going? The huge. Oh.
Well, it might be gone now. I was going to say, maybe you can't even see it on camera. I'm just looking.
You're joining the Coach Corey Stain Club, right?
It's fine. Yeah, so here's what's happening. I totally goofed on him for spilling on himself because he was hyper excited earlier, and then literally walking up to the stage, I tried to drink water, but my bottom lip disappeared. It's weird.
You said championship, didn't you? You're like, championship.
Yeah, someone just reminded me. Someone just screamed, another grand final, and I just spilled water everywhere. So, yeah, it's cool.
Water.
One of those days.
Yeah, because
it was a bonding experience for Corey and I.
Yeah. Well, you were really full from eating your Chipotle, our lovely sponsor. You're the best. You're fantastic. You know, you can get anything you want. Chief Pat loves to get a bowl with the tortilla on the side. He has the best of both worlds.
No doubt.
And you can do that too with Chipotle. Thank you, Chipotle, so much for making this all possible here at DreamHack Mobile Series. The very first, the inaugural mobile series here with DreamHack. We're really excited. And today is the conclusion of that first series. So if you're just joining us, sorry, it was like this happened. That is squirrely already.
I'm a squirrel master, but we just finished up Brawl Stars. That was a lot of fun. Honestly, the perfect result happened. No bias at all, where the homies OG, Squashy, and Alec ended up taking it home. But I'm excited for Clash. This is an individual game, so it's all on these guys.
We're moving on. That's right.
To get it done.
And so we want to show you guys at home a recap of what happened yesterday to get everyone here today. We're gonna kick this off. Heck yeah! And on the desk with me to kick this off is
the Chief! What's up, people? Let's go! Let's go! Don't think he's gonna get that, so the fireball's gonna come out. Baby Dragon, though. Look for the Baby Dragon. Baby Dragon got a splash. Baby Dragon got another splash.
Oh!
Baby Dragon gets another. Oh!
Yeah. Hey, Baby Dragon in this match. Chachi does have the Baby Dragon.
That is terrifying.
Move, Matt. Can you do it? The bats are running in. Pressure being applied.
Oh, the rocket, but the bats are gonna connect a little, but not enough. Snowball following, that's right here. Lumberjack as well, bats.
When you hear that
and
scream,
is this gonna be a three? There we go. Sly Guy.
Brian dropping his stamp down here in Dallas, Texas. He loves barbecue. He loves freedom. He loves America. Brian is charging forward with the USA. Okay, I need to calm down. Well, you know what I'm gonna do after this match is done, Allie?
Tell me.
I'm gonna find myself a nice Chipotle burrito. You know what I'm saying? A nice Chipotle burrito.
Oh my God.
The editing is, whoever edited that, I need to hire you for my YouTube channel. That was great.
Keep tracking on point. Incredible.
Oh my gosh, I didn't get a burrito. Can I get a burrito?
Someone get this woman a burrito.
Please edit this woman a burrito.
Use your
That's not how it works, Lizzie.
Use your imagination.
Wow, that edit was fun, and I mean, it really showcased yesterday's matches were crazy. We had two series that went all the way to 5 games.
Yeah.
And we had a bunch of other fun ones. Emotes were being spammed, hog screams left and right. I'm excited.
Yeah, so let's take a look at, with those 5 games that Pat was speaking of, let's look at the format on how today is going to go down for Championship Sunday. Allie, walk us through it.
Alrighty, so our first matchup today for the semis is going to go down between Canario and Sly Guy, and our second matchup here is going to be Surgical and Bryant. And I do believe, remind me here, I think, Pat, we've got 2 teams on 2 matches here.
Yeah, so we have Team Liquid with Canario and Surgical. These guys have been working together. They know every one of their secrets. And then you've got Bryant and Sly Guy, who aren't on the same team, but they're really good friends. They've been practicing together. They've been sort of practicing each other's matchups, because with this Conquest format where all the decks are pre-submitted, you know what your opponent has inside of their portfolio. So with Bryant and Sly Guy, and I'm sure Surgical and Canario did the same thing, they've just been practicing these same matchups over and over through the night. I know with Surgical Goblin, my favorite Surgical Goblin story is that with the Kings Cup 2, with Clash with Ash, we had like a 2v2 qualifier that really didn't mean anything in the very end, and most teams were relaxed. Surgical took Ash, made him practice 2v2 into the wee hours of the night, and that's why Surgical generally shows up for events, because he's grinding, so I'm sure that him and Canario were just like playing nonstop matchups last night.
You gotta respect the grind.
I'm about to play some more. My goodness. Lots of decks. Just to further the point about the Conquest format is, yes, there are 3 decks per player, and they have to win by each one of them. All 3 they have to win by. So if they're not They're not one until then. You know what? The
That's
words, again.
No, it's fine.
It's happening.
You crushed it. Yes, they do. They are.
I had lunch and I'm
You
just
literally
so
just
excited.
threw up all over the table.
You've got that food coma going. You're relaxed.
The brain was like, wait, we just ate. It's time to chill. No, it's not. It's time for Clash Royale.
That's right.
Am I right?
We don't
Yes.
have time to chill. There's no time.
No chilling.
time.
Yeah,
Only
there's
Clash.
No chill around here.
But yes, you are correct. It is going to be the Conquest format like we've seen up until this point. So the semis and the finals are going to work the same way. It's going to be best of fives, and each of them are going to have to play 3 decks that they have pre-submitted. We've seen them. The decks are not changing as far as I know. And like you were saying before, they know what's coming. They know what to expect. Well, maybe not what to expect, but they know what could happen. They know the potential, and they will have to win with each of those decks separately. They cannot be replayed. So.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank
crushed
you,
it.
Allie. That was very eloquent. What I was going to say is these are the same decks from yesterday. So yesterday, when they were qualifying, they didn't necessarily get a chance to play up against them. They all have pretty much.
Yeah, everything's on the table right now. I mean,
so then
Literally
they're
all
more
the cards
prepared.
are on the table. We've seen them. We know.
Literally.
haha.
Figure it's in the game. Maybe we'll be able to get into this first deck to be able to take a look at that.
Yes.
Is that ready?
Yeah.
We
There
have
it is. I
Canarios.
love
Yeah.
it.
So again, Canario facing off against SlyGuy in this first matchup. So we do have, looks like some sort of bridge spam deck. We've seen this yesterday. Super effective for applying pressure on your opponents, especially split lane pressure with that Prince as well as that Bandit and that Battle Ram. So this should be fun. Obviously, we've got a couple of different ways that SlyGuy is going to be able to fight back. But taking a look at the Prince as our card with focus. Everyone loves the Prince, aka the Golden Boy himself.
I don't love him.
You don't love the Prince?
I don't love when he's charging at me.
He's a macho man. He's a real alpha. The Prince walks in the room and I sort of just hide into the corner.
We've got a Prince. I think we've got one on the desk.
That's true.
He's real cute.
The Golden Boy over there, the
Yeah.
legend himself. But that's a real fun deck. Bridge spam makes the whole thing is about making your opponent uncomfortable.
That's how he moves.
Oh, you're making me uncomfortable with that Prince.
Yeah, this is
We
desk
have
spam.
the
We're seeing some desk spam
Hog
here. from
Rider, but
Lucy.
does the Prince have a call?
He does
You just gotta go.
It's like a,
it's like
yeah,
a little,
it's like a little
Okay.
charge.
It's like a
Where is it?
fanfare,
I
like
can
a
hear
little.
it. That?
There you go. That's good. That's solid. So we have Prince. No other
Go down.
cards on the table actually
break it.
are from there.
I know, that's why
yeah,
I'm
please
just
don't break
touching
that.
it.
This
I'm not
actually
gonna
came
break
from
it.
my office. Please don't break
It
this.
did?
Yes.
Do I throw that one
Yes.
too then?
Yeah, but
It's
all
for
of those are.
Oh, the irony! I'm sorry.
My heart.
That
my
was
heart
scripted.
just stopped.
That was scripted. Anyways, fun for
It's
deck
okay,
number
he's
one.
safe.
We got deck number 2 coming. I want to see what he's going up against.
Let's see.
SlyGuy, what you got? All right, so it looks like we got P.E.K.K.A. Plus that Ram Rider right there. This was a really fun deck to watch yesterday. Obviously seeing the Ram Rider, which Bryant was playing against Diego, using it to stop that balloon in its tracks.
And it was highly effective there.
It was highly effective. It was fun. It was dangerous. Ram Rider, obviously, one of the newer cards in Clash Royale, able to be a win condition as well as shut down your opponent's pushes. So P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider, this should be pretty fun. I mean, they do have some similar cards with the Bandits. You might see some Bandit on Bandit action. Bandit, a great counter to that Prince, which we're going to see on the side of Canario.
Why'd you look at me like that?
So-
You threw the Prince on the ground, not me.
You can't forget the bar barrel.
The bar barrel.
The bar
I do love
barrel.
the good old bar barrel.
Give me your best Southern bar barrel.
We're in Dallas, Texas. We got a bar barrel.
We don't have a log yet. I haven't seen a log yet.
Yeah, bar barrel is basically
But
an OP log.
it's rolling destruction.
That looks like
It's just a more compact version.
Well, maybe.
There's nothing in this in the game. In the other
Different
one, you got
spikes.
a dangerous barbarian that pops out and tries to stab everybody. But in this, we just got a nice compact little spiky log.
Spiky log. It's OP. It's OP. And you know what else is OP? These players.
Yeah.
These guys are beasts. Canario, man, he's a swell gent.
So Canario being already in the pro scene, SlyGuy coming in, kind of the new person making his name here.
Right.
I really want to know what's going through his mind right now, but does he stand a chance?
Yeah, I think SlyGuy definitely stands a chance. I mean,
Yeah.
Canario is a fantastic player, but really it does come down to, one, what are the decks that you ended up submitting, and two, can you really play to your highest ability? I think with Canario, he has such stage experience that this is
Absolutely.
just almost another match for him. SlyGuy, probably a bit more nervous, I would say, because there's all the pressure about, I made the semifinals, I'm playing Canario and everything else, but really for whoever gets that first win, if it's SlyGuy picks up the first win, he's going to be like, I can do this. And if Canario picks up the first win, it's like, hey, I'm going to just, stomp him for the rest of this match.
Absolutely. And I don't mean to keep mentioning it. I don't want to be like beating a dead horse here, but the thing is that that does come into play here. This is big. Again, it's $5,000 on the line. There's a lot going. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
we're diving
Let's get
right
into
in,
it.
guys. Take
Here
it
we go.
away.
Point has been
Forget it.
destroyed.
Throw that out the window. It doesn't matter.
Here we go into game number 1 of our first semifinal today. Again, guys, thousands of dollars on the line right now. Ram Rider coming on through with a snowball. Gonna go and clean that one up.
So talk to me a little bit about Canario's deck. What are we looking to see from him early game? Is he going to be doing anything aggressive, anything crazy right out the gate, or is he waiting for that double elixir, a little bit more of an opportunity?
Yeah, I really like Canario's deck for both single and double elixir.
Okay.
It's a deck that you can...
So balanced.
Yeah, it's really balanced, and especially the pressure as you apply it to both lanes, which, by the way, Bandit gonna get onto that tower. Speaking of that pressure for 1,000 damage in single elixir, that's exactly what Canario
was huge.
Wanted to get done right there. But as I was saying, single elixir, double elixir, you can make some plays with bridge spam, whereas with SlyGuy with that P.E.K.K.A., you're only gonna have certain opportunities to potentially bring that out.
Certainly.
If you play that P.E.K.K.A. against Canario,
it's what, 7?
Yeah, exactly. It's so expensive that you could find yourself in a tough spot, especially in single elixir. But looking good so far.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess now I can make the point maybe here. So what I was saying earlier was that it might come down to, like we were saying, experience, nerves. SlyGuy might not be used to this Canario. Every time I hear this man speak, he is the coolest. He is the calmest, the most collected.
Oh yeah, he is. He's just having a good time right now. The oops being dropped out from SlyGuy because he knows he has nothing to take out that Bandit. We saw that yesterday. The bridge spam, again, it forces so many different cards out of your hand to try to deal with the Battle Ram, the bridge, or the Battle Ram Prince, as well as that Bandit. So looking really great so far for Canario.
Yeah, it's a lot coming your way.
It definitely is.
It's dangerous. It's
scary.
I mean, fast.
When spam is in the name of your deck, that is that makes things pretty difficult right there. Now, Ram Rider.
I'm excited about
Wow, this is an aggressive push towards this right-hand lane from Canario. He's going to end up getting countered by that Bandit right there, so the Ram Rider is going to connect on that left-hand side. A little bit of damage here, a small win potentially for SlyGuy, but this is still looking so brutal to stop these pushes. He might have to play, yeah, he's not going to play the P.E.K.K.A. right now. He hasn't played the P.E.K.K.A. so far. Snowball going in, Bandit going in too.
First tower down.
Yeah,
poor Canario.
Poor SlyGuy right now. He's never even had a chance to play his P.E.K.K.A. He's had to try to defend both sides of the map. Unsuccessful in his task. The Ram Rider will charge down for 500 more damage. But Ali, I think this is going to be game number 1.
I think
Very
so.
nice victory right there for Canario.
Canario really just kind of shut the door on that one. And there it is. Canario takes game number 1 in our first matchup.
Very nicely done. Canario able to steal that win. And I mean, from
unfazed.
Yeah, I mean, completely unfazed. SlyGuy still hanging out. I did talk to SlyGuy, and he said he was quite a bit nervous, which, as expected, making, one of your first debuts onto the competitive stage.
Sure.
But Canario, again, showing why he was a stud for G2 last season. Team Liquid did end up winning their first match of the CRL just earlier today, which was exciting.
That's going on too.
Yeah. So many mobile esports events going on right now.
But this is
I mean, Dreamhack's supposed to be.
We're here, they're here. This is the most important one.
Don't tell anyone. Completely live with what we're doing right now, seeing these guys on stage, giving it their all. That's going to be 1-0 for Canario. Now, of course, he still has 2 other decks that he's going to have to play to try to steal this win. And even what we saw yesterday with Bufamac and Surgical Goblin, if you have a deck that doesn't fare well against your opponent's 3 decks, you could have it come back to bite you.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm interested to see that too, because I think, like we were talking about before, this is the first time maybe that we've seen this Conquest format kind of pushed in a tournament. So I'm interested to see like how the players feel about it, how it works out, how it plays out, what we're seeing when, as you're saying, how these guys might get stuck with a deck that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
They might get the initial win, but then maybe they can't do much with what they've got left over.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got to be really a master of all trades here. Again, with the decks that you submit, you can't have any overlapping cards except for the spells.
Right.
So that makes it really interesting. Certain decks where you might play like an Electro Wizard. I know, for example, I think someone yesterday, maybe Diego B, had an RG Furnace deck where he couldn't play Electro Wizard because it was in one of his other decks. He had already
used it, right.
So he had to play something like a Musketeer or something along those lines. So you don't always get that perfect optimal deck that you might want because you have it overlap into your other decks. But there are some pretty, solid decks. I think everyone's trying to stay away from being rather cheesy in this tournament. And again, Canario just chilling right now, having a good time.
He looks pretty good.
Where's my money?
Yeah.
Hand over the dollars. Hand them over.
He's like, I'm waiting. I'm good. Is that my money? No, not my money. It's okay.
Not the money. No money, don't care. Well, it looks like everyone's sort of on that friendly battle screen, getting ready for match number 2. Of course, SlyGuy B, a.k.a. SlyGuyBraden, a.k.a. SlyGuy, a.k.a. Yeah.
I'm still disappointed I don't have any AKAs yet. It's okay. It's okay. AKA, it's okay.
After the grand finals, you'll earn Chief Ali. You'll earn that title, a.k.a. Chief Ali. There you go, guys. Game number 2 coming our way very soon between these 2 stud competitors.
Absolutely.
And I'm ready to see what happens. A lot of mind games.
What are you thinking about for just really quickly while we've got some time? Talk to me about this next matchup coming up.
Sure, with Surge and Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is fun. So you've got Team Liquid versus
we could potentially
the 2
have 2 Liquid teammates
Yeah, we
facing
could.
each other.
We could. I mean, Surge faced Boofmac in round 1. He
Right.
could face
We've
a
seen it
Team
before.
Liquid member in the final. But here we go into match number 2 right now. Looks like we're going to have the classic RG P.E.K.K.A deck. So this is going to be interesting. We've seen this deck played a couple times before, and as I've told you guys, P.E.K.K.A doesn't always beat RG. You've got plenty of ways to distract that P.E.K.K.A, but with this matchup, I'm pretty curious to see if there's going to be any way to get that Royal Giant breaking through.
I'm a little sad we're not going to be able to see Ferneye this time.
The Ferneye.
That was fun yesterday.
Yes, everyone. The plural of furnace is Ferneye. Okay, here we go.
We were cooking.
From Braden. I think for Sly Guy, you're going to want to play this one a little bit slower. There goes the lightning spell from Canario, knowing that damage is going to be at a premium in this matchup to try to get some early lead right here. But this is going to lead to Sly Guy playing aggressively. He should have an opportunity to potentially go in. Great snowball, trying to get that Ram Rider to get a connection. But in the end, the snowball didn't actually lead it getting there. The guards, a great option for Canario to stop that push.
Yeah, he's remains unfazed, undamaged.
Unfazed, undamaged. Very nice right there. Bandit gonna go ahead and get slapped against that bar barrel. Love that interaction. Gotta have great reflexes as the emotes are coming out from Sly Guy right there. Okay, looks like we're hanging out right now.
How often are you gonna see a misplay here? How often are you gonna see somebody actually missing a shot or missing a spell card or missing something?
Yeah, like flagrant misses, not many. You know, some people might have, you know, difficulty hitting certain spells, rockets, many other things. But
Sure.
I think, I think for these guys, it's more of these like super micro plays where they might make a mistake, or like on the macro level, thinking that they have enough elixir in the bank to go for a counter push and maybe overcommitting.
Sure.
That's when you generally see people get into trouble. But so far, Canario revealing every card but that RG that's remaining in his deck. Baby Dragon gonna go ahead and have that lightning spell actually take that out right there. Cheeky little play. And yeah, I mean, Canario's just peppering those arena towers right now with that lightning spell, but pretty slow single elixir. Let's get to that double dollar.
Here we go. It's picking up. How important, I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, how important is it to focus on those smaller buildings, those little things that might serve as distractions? Do you need to be pushing for that? Do you need to be getting something down right away?
Yeah, I mean, a furnace can be a big issue if you just let it sit there and you maybe attack opposite lane and let those little those fire spirits trickle up on your tower. But here we go.
There he is.
The RG himself, the big,
and the P.E.K.K.A.
big boy getting on in there. The P.E.K.K.A going to go in. Let's see. Is that RG going to get a hit? No damage done right there. So that's the first showcase of this RG versus P.E.K.K.A matchup right now. If you're Sly Guy, are you trying to push same lane and make an overwhelming push? Or are you trying to split up Canario and try to get maybe some sort of Ram Rider push? He's going to opt for the lightning spell. Mega Minion can come out to stop that Baby Dragon. Well,
another thick boy coming out on the left lane.
Coming on through the RG. Honestly, I know I talked to Canario beforehand. He said the first card he maxed out with his Royal Giant, level 13. I might have made that up, but we're continuing to go in right now. RG going down from Canario.
All you got to do is say it with conviction. I believe you.
Exactly. You got to fake it till you make it right there.
Right. That's
RG
right.
did end up getting some damage, 905 HP. This is pretty dangerous for Sly Guy now. There's really no chance that he's going to be able to tie this given the lightning value that Canario is going to be able to get repeatedly. So if you're Sly Guy, you've got to figure out a way to get some sort of counter push after this RG goes down.
So what can he really do here to hang on and keep that last tower alive?
Not much. I mean, at this point, once you get below 1,000 HP, the lightning cycle with 3 minutes left in the match, from
it's
what we
just too
saw,
much damage.
Yeah, it's too much damage. You're not going to be able to do much. So if you're Canario, you can play this fairly conservatively. Maybe one more RG if you want to. The only way you lose really is just by overcommitting. But it looks like he has so much elixir right now. Ali, this is GG. Well played. Drop an F in a chat because this means Sly Guy is going to go down 0-2 in this best of 5. Canario showcasing why he's one of the best talent that you see.
And the chillest thumbs up we've ever seen.
Thumbs up. Chill.
Canario.
He's ready for the finals right now. Wow, a very convincing victory right there. Able to take that win. And now, I mean, if you're Sly Guy, you have all 3 decks to choose from. So you got plenty of variety. You know what Canario's playing for his final deck.
Right.
So
do you remember that? Do we have that, or do we know what he's got? I mean, I know we're going to see it in like 30 seconds anyway.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if you wanted to talk it through a little bit.
Yeah, I don't have it on me right now as far as what Canario's last deck is. But if you're a Sly Guy, you know what his next deck is going to be. So really, if you're Sly Guy, this is similar to what we saw with Surge and Boofmac. Play your best counter instead of this match here. Try to get some momentum. And even if you get to a game 5 where your deck probably maybe doesn't fare as well against Canario's final deck, you can try to get something done, and hopefully it works out. But
I think we have that.
Wow, the magic hand of God. I think it was Gene from Brawl Stars just hooked over the final match, or the final deck that we're going to be seeing today from Canario. So we've seen RG, we've seen this Battle Ram Bridge Spam deck. The final deck is going to be Hog Quake coming out. Okay, so we're going to see some more Hog Quake. This is a deck we saw plenty yesterday. Obviously, it was actually Boofmax's famous deck that he wasn't able to break through. 3 tries against Surgical to get that job done. So Canario's going to have to try to change the tide right now for Team Liquid. And let's see, but if you're Sly Guy, you've got all 3 deck options available to hop in with, so he can really switch it up and see what he wants to use.
And what do you think is Sly Guy's best chance here with what he's got working for him?
Yeah, I mean, taking a look at the options he has right now, you want something with a really strong Hog Rider counter. So whether you have maybe some sort of building that works out well, he does have an Inferno Tower-based deck with the Prince Miner, Poison Spear Goblin Bats. That one's pretty good. Yeah, I would probably play Sly Guy's 3rd deck that uses Inferno Tower. Let's see what he chooses, though, and it's gonna end up being P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A. Ram Rider once more. He's gonna say, hey, I know you beat me with this with RG, but one final try, and let's see what we can get done.
He believes. Sly Guy believes.
He does believe, but already not a great start.
Do we believe?
No. 2 Hog Rider hits to start off that game, not very good. If you're Sly Guy, you want to minimize Hog Rider damage in single elixir as you try to get to maybe some P.E.K.K.A.s later on once you get a little bit richer. But now Canario, I mean, you can take this slow. You know that Sly Guy, I mean, you know his deck. He's played the same deck inside of the last matchup. You know he has P.E.K.K.A., you know he has Ewiz as well as Snowball. Sly Guy does have some answers to the Hog Rider, but Canario's cycle is pretty quick to where if he gets a nice little elixir lead, he can put in some work. Hog Rider!
He's got the... come on. Give me a better one.
Oh, man.
Hog Rider.
That's all I got. Shout out Galadon. Galadon's got the best Hog Rider voice in the game.
I'm gonna need to hear it at some
P.E.K.K.A.
point.
coming down right now. He did have to overcommit with that Snowball, so I don't think Sly Guy's gonna be able to do anything with his counter push. Inferno Tower, gonna burn that P.E.K.K.A. down. Hey, Ali, did you know when Clash Royale was in alpha, buildings they didn't lose health over time. They just sat there. So if you
forever,
they sat there forever unless they were killed by like damage. So back in the day, expos would last
That's a little
forever.
OP. Yeah,
oh, it was disgusting.
Sounds dangerously
OP.
OP.
Absolutely repulsive. Fortunately, Supercell ended up fixing it. That was before the game even went live.
And yeah,
beta.
so in case you guys maybe are new to this, you don't know what he is referencing here, that little Inferno Tower in the middle, and any of the buildings that you're going to see going down, their health will slowly tick down over time. So as he said, we cannot just have building after building. We can't have a metropolis here sitting on one half of the map here. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, when SimCity was in the meta, it was a very unfortunate time to be a Clash Royale player, but right now, buildings, try to take just one when you get into battle right here. Again, Canario playing beautifully, getting a couple of Hog Rider hits here and there past that P.E.K.K.A., past that Ewiz, but I do think it could get more difficult as we get to double elixir.
Sure.
And you're probably going to see Canario continually stack up the Valkyrie with the Hog Rider to try to make sure that P.E.K.K.A. doesn't just burn him down.
Alrighty, let's see. Oh, well, he's going to get zapped. I was excited. I'm a big fan of the Bar Barrel.
Yeah, the Bar Barrel is pretty fun right now.
There's no better feeling than just demolishing an entire wave of skeletons.
No doubt.
Those bad boys.
Oh, no doubt. Looks like both Hog Rider and the Ram Rider, double Rider, is going to get caught up right there. Valkyrie going to go ahead and just hang out at the bridge. Bandit is
riding.
Charging like crazy.
They're riding dirty here.
Not breaking through. Riding dirty, yes. Shout out Chamillionaire, like a boss. Let's see what happens. Here goes that Valkyrie once again serving as that meat shield, but the Snowball's gonna miss. That is a devastating maneuver because now the Hog Rider's gonna get
he's got a couple hits there.
Almost got that next hit onto the tower, but wow, the Snowball not going in Sly Guy's favor. If you're Canario, you can get into a certain damage range where that Earthquake spell might be enough to finish off the job.
Yeah.
All right, Bandit running through again. Bandit gonna get eaten up right now. Another Hog Rider trying to find that bacon, trying to make it home. Hog Rider. I'm too sick for saying a Hog Rider at maximum volume right there. Still 1295 on Sly Guy's tower. If you're Sly Guy, you need to keep this tower above 1,000 HP.
So is there any situation in which he can get this P.E.K.K.A. to the tower? What does he have to do to get
no,
the
P.E.K.K.A.'s almost never hit the tower unless you have like a fail on your hands.
So then what he's trying to do is tank so that Ram Rider can get through and get some damage on.
Absolutely. The P.E.K.K.A. really is supposed to be sort of a defensive card that's used on the counter push to be a big...
sink a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the P.E.K.K.A. can clean up the Valkyrie, the Hog Rider, and then try to push forward right there. You did see that the Ram Rider actually connect onto the tower for Sly Guy, so the first time we've actually seen that happen, at least recently inside of this matchup. If you're Canario, one thing you don't want to do is get frustrated with your Hog Riders and just force your way to the tower, but here goes the Hog Rider. Snowball has to come out right now. Snowball not going to go in, so that's a Hog Rider hit coming through. Canario dangerously close to getting this into Earthquake spell cycle range.
What is the maximum damage for that spell? What are we expecting? From that?
I don't have the Quake damage at the top of my head because it does damage over time.
Right.
And its maneuvers, but the Ram Rider's gonna get onto the tower.
Oh my
gonna go
goodness.
in. Wow, the Ram Rider ended up cleaning up shop. Canario trying to get aggressive here with that Hog Rider to finish this off. One more lightning spell will finish this for SlyGuy. Can Canario potentially block this? I don't think so. 154.
154
lightning
left
spell
on that tower.
coming on in.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Is it coming?
What?
Is it?
Hog Rider coming in. Earthquake spell coming down.
There
Lightning
it is.
gonna finish that one off. GG, well played. I got worried for a second. I thought SlyGuy was gonna not get that lightning. I've missed lightnings
Was he
before.
toying with us? I don't.
Potentially.
I
I've
don't
actually
know.
missed lightnings before, and if you miss a lightning, it doesn't show up on the gameplay. It just shows like 6 elixir being taken out of your bar.
Oh.
It's pretty bad. It like doesn't even make an animation on the field. So
Oh.
that would have been disastrous if you were so close to your first win and your lightning spell didn't even deploy.
So I don't know that Canario expected that to connect that last push.
Yeah, I mean, what he was trying to do right there is to try to apply so much pressure that SlyGuy couldn't get to that lightning
Couldn't get
spell.
there, yeah.
So he did Hog Quake, he tried his best, but in the end, I think SlyGuy played that pretty well. We didn't see Ram Riders really start connecting till the end,
Right.
but he did it. Honestly, Canario as well. Canario got a lot of Hog Riders in there that I didn't think he'd be able to get through. So well done from him. That's going to be 2-1 right now. And if you take a look, obviously Canario is going to play that same Earthquake deck. And if you look at SlyGuy's deck, what he has remaining, he has a...
Right, so he can't use that one again.
Right.
As we've been saying over and over and over, but just so you guys want, maybe you're just tuning in, you don't know, he cannot use, SlyGuy now cannot use that deck again that he just played.
Definitely, and I still think SlyGuy has some great options to play against this Hog Quake deck. So he has a deck that has the Inferno Tower, Prince, Miner sort of chip deck. That deck's actually pretty strong, especially if you can use that Snowball in the Inferno Tower. The Hog Rider really going to struggle to hit the towers right there. And then you also have this Graveyard deck. I think we might see the Graveyard as the final deck that SlyGuy plays. It does have Barbarians inside of it, so you can play those against the Hog. Honestly, a lot of decks have answers to the Hog, but it's like, what can you do to dance around that? And I think the Valkyrie potentially could be that game changer to make your way through those Barbarians.
Sure. And so I want to talk through a little bit again, just for people that maybe are kind of watching and thinking, how can I really not get in a pinch, not get under too much pressure in that last push? So we were talking about, you were mentioning Canario just trying to get him basically to waste elixir so that he couldn't afford to play the card he needed to take out that last tower, that final bit of damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're under, it's sort of a desperation last play where, okay, if you're Canario, you have 142 HP left, you know that once SlyGuy gets to 6 elixir, the game's over.
Sure.
So what you have to do is apply enough pressure down the lane to where he has to play defensive units and he can't get back up to 6 elixir. I've seen some epic games where people, like, they get within rocket range and they just start spamming troops on offense so their opponent can't play the rocket. But here we go into game number 4 of this series right now. Canario trying to close this out. Here is that Miner Inferno Tower deck that I told you guys about. So you have the Inferno Tower, you've got a lot of little splash cards that you can play. The Prince, obviously, can do some decent damage against the Hog Rider, especially the Prince Snowball combo will be effective enough to take that Hog out with 0 damage, but it's all about what Canario is going to be able to do. If I'm SlyGuy, I'm trying to play this fairly defensively, trying to make sure I get to double elixir, and really SlyGuy's win condition is just getting a little bit of minor chip damage repeatedly.
Sure, and we were talking about that before. I guess you were saying having a win condition is really important. Having that card in your deck that you know you can rely on. Just do that last little push, that last little bit that you might need to secure the victory.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, most players, when they find a deck, they try to find a deck, or when you build a deck, you do need a card that you sort of identify as that win condition. So whether it's something like a Miner for SlyGuy, you've got the Hog Rider for Canario. Obviously, there's some more ways that you can win the match. You could potentially get a Prince onto the tower. You could do something else, but these are the core cards that when you need to get some damage, this is the card you're going to look to. But here we go. SlyGuy going to go ahead and run in with the Barb, Spear Goblins. You're going to see these little makeshift pushes from SlyGuy. Not every single push is going to look the same. Some will have bats, some will have Spear Goblins.
Miner's he's having a chance to get some damage in.
He's chipping away. Earthquake spell will miss onto that Inferno Tower. Well played from SlyGuy, playing the highest possible Inferno Tower placement. He knew that Earthquake was coming.
Yeah, because I mean, we normally see it maybe a tile back. Usually,
exactly. You might see it 1, 2, 3 tiles higher. He played it at the maximum range away from that Earthquake spell. Beautifully done. You can tell he's been practicing this matchup.
Absolutely.
And already he's got that tower to 1700 HP, and he's just going to focus on the Miner to chip that down. If you're Canario, you have to continue to be creative with your pushes, find a way to get past the Inferno Tower. Here he goes, and I think he might have outcycled the Inferno Tower right there. Earthquake spell going to go down. This is big time damage right here. Wow. Hog is going to take that tower to 878. He brought home the bacon. Let's go. Miner plus those Spear Goblins again. Poison Spell going to come out predictive for SlyGuy, but that's
yeah,
gonna be
he was
fairly
expecting
aggressive.
that miner to show up.
There is some big damage being done from that Prince in the right-hand lane, but if you're Canario, you know that you've got probably an Elixir lead right now, and you can go for once again with this big push. Hog Rider gonna miss getting to that Inferno Tower. That is super unfortunate for SlyGuy. He tried to do the same play with the Inferno Tower. 167 HP, Quake, Snowball, he's gonna be going down. Have to make this last push count. The last chance, the last opportunity. This is your moment, SlyGuy. Try to get some damage onto that tower, but 10 seconds remaining. Mom Spaghetti is spilling over the arena. The Quake is gonna go down. The emotes are coming out. And Allie, can you say GG well played?
That's a GG well played.
Well done.
That's all I got.
Well done. GG well played. The GGs came out. Canario taking the victory, and he's going to be moving on to our grand final, facing the winner of Surgical Goblin as well as Brian.
You know, though, I'm happy to see SlyGuy was able to adapt a little bit. It looked like he was responding a little bit, and I'm glad to see that. I personally would not want to face off against Canario.
Yeah, I mean, for SlyGuy, you came in, you beat Chachi. That was exciting.
Right.
You faced Canario. You ended up picking up a win right there. Honestly, that matchup, it came down to being able to get those Inferno Towers connecting with the Hog while also avoiding the Earthquake spell. A Valkyrie Hog Earthquake push is actually pretty devastating, so no surprise that he was able to eventually break through, made some great plays. Some Hogs didn't go where SlyGuy wanted them to go, and they ended up running towards his tower, but really fun first series. And inside of the next matchup, Surgical versus Brian, we're gonna see another Team Liquid member facing off against an offline qualifier.
I am looking forward to it, but first, we need to go and have a few words with Canario, who we will be seeing in the grand finals. And I think we might have Lucy on the stage ready to talk to him right now. Lucy? Maybe? Maybe? No, just kidding. No, just kidding. It's fine. He'll be there eventually. Someone's excited. I hear some screaming elsewhere. I don't know what.
Dreamhack is crazy. This is the first Dreamhack I've been to down here in Dallas.